Hello, 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 my internet family and friends. How y'all doing tonight? Are you ready for some football? Because I know I am, as we are back here in the sports bar. Another Monday night, but not for Monday Night Football. No, we are here for Wild Card Weekend Game 6 of 6. What a wild card weekend it has been. If you have been watching on Fox, on Prime, on CBS, on the NFL Network, or however you watch your football, in my opinion, you have seen 4 out of 5 good matchups. Patriots Chargers wasn't all that good last night. Just saying. We are down to 7 teams. 7 teams have already made their way in, 2 by way of the first round bye. As at 4:46 p.m., the ageless wonder wearing his sunglasses have made his way into the stadium. But tonight, these teams right here, the Houston Texans against the Pittsburgh Steelers. As we have a Houston Steeler fan or a Houston Texan fan dressed up with the Ultimate Warrior gear. These two teams are fighting to get into the divisional round. And I believe this is the I believe this is the 2 versus the 7. I'm not certain on that one. But we have a good matchup. Steelers versus Texans. CJ Stroud versus Aaron Rodgers. Now, what's been happening in the world of football? I'm going to give a quick recap of what has been happening. But first, I want to make sure I have that matchup correct. This is 4 versus 5. The winner of this matchup will play the Patriots next week. The Broncos are already scheduled to play the Bills. The Seahawks are playing the 49ers. The Bears are playing the Rams. This matchup, the winner faces the Patriots. So, it all started Saturday night with the Rams playing the Panthers. Final score was 34-31. I'm sorry, John Boy, but the Panthers just did not get it done this year. Stats for the Rams and the Panthers: Matthew Stafford, 24 of 42, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 304 yards. Bryce Young, 21 of 40, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 264 yards. Williams, 57 rushing yards out of 13 carries. And Hubbard, 46, 13 carries, 2 touchdowns. Puka Nacua, 111 receiving yards, 10 catches. And Coker, 134 for 9 receptions. The Rams started off strong, 7-0. Then they had the lead going into the half, 17-14. Both teams got a field goal, and the Rams hold on to win 34-31. How about that? The next game was the heated rivalry between the Packers and the Bears. Bears win 31-27. Jordan Love was 24 of 46 for 323 yards with 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. Caleb Williams was 24 of 48 for 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Your top rusher for the Packers was Josh Jacobs at 19 carries for 55 yards. DeAndre Swift for Chicago, 13 carries and 54 yards. Romeo Doubs, 8 catches for 124 yards. Matthew Golden and Jaden Reed each had 4. We'll give them an honorable mention. On the Bears, Colston Loveland, 8 receptions for 137 receiving yards. Big rivalry. We've said it many times over that the entire division of the NFC North is one big rivalry. No matter what order you put, there's going to be some drama. So then we go into the next game that came up was, let me back that up just a little bit. Let me take a look at my bracket here. Back that up one more time, please. Come on, work with me here. Be nice. Thank you. The next one was the Bills and the Jaguars, as the Bills win 27 to 24. Josh Allen, 28 of 35 for 273 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Trevor Lawrence, 18 of 30 for 207 yards, 3 touchdowns, and picked off twice. Your top rusher on the Bills was James Cook III, 15 carries for 46 yards. Josh Allen actually rushed himself twice. I love saying he played Thanos. On the Jaguars, Travis Etienne Jr., 10 carries for 67 yards. Khalil Shakir was your top receiver, catching the ball 12 times for 82 yards, and Parker Washington had 7 receptions, breaking the centennial mark at 107. Game 4 on the list was where the defending Super Bowl champions took on the San Francisco 49ers. And in an upset, they booted the defending champions out, that they have lost their title. They cannot go back-to-back. My playoff bracket is broken, ladies and gentlemen, as the San Francisco 49ers take out the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles 23-19. Let's bring up the stats for that. Brock Purdy went 18 of 31 for 262 yards, 2 touchdowns, and picked off twice. Jalen Hurts, 20 of 35 for 168 yards, got 1 touchdown. CMC, Christian McCaffrey, 15 carries for only 48 yards. And Saquon Barkley was the top rusher, breaking the centennial mark at 26 carries and 106 yards. Demarcus Robinson was your top receiver. CMC also got 6, but top receiver went to Demarcus Robinson, breaking the centennial mark at 111. And Devonta Smith, 8 receptions for 70. And then, of course, last night's final game of the weekend of Sunday night went, and that game was more than likely, it was the most dismal one out of all 6 games, but the Patriots beat the Chargers 16-3. And let's bring up the scores and the stats on this one. Justin Herbert, 19 of 31 for 159 yards, sacked 6 times, as the only offense they got was a field goal. Drake May was 17 of 29 for 268, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Justin Herbert was also the lead rusher, as he carried the ball 10 times for 57 yards. Drake May, of course, was top rusher as well. He beat Ramondre Stevenson by 13 yards, 10 carries for 66. Top receiver on the Chargers were McConkey, 3 receptions for 32 yards. Ramondre Stevenson, 3 receptions for 75 yards. In tonight's matchup, the Texans are 6-8 all time in the playoffs. They are 0-6 on the road. So, all signs that the terrible towels will be out to keep Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. Again, the winner of this matchup plays against the Patriots next week. 8 teams will be left, 4 matchups to go. How's everybody doing tonight? Me, I'm doing okay. I'm doing the best I can with what I've got, which is 2 cars. But hey, it happens. It works out for a reason. And all is well so far. The Steelers' last playoff win was in 2016 as they beat the Chiefs. But since then, the Steelers have lost 4 straight wild card games. So both teams are looking to break very bad streaks. The Steelers haven't won a wild card game in the last 4 times that they played, and the Texans have not won on the road. So one of those streaks is going to get broken. Now, even though the divisional games are on Saturday. The first game is at 4:30 Eastern. Then the second game is at 8 o'clock Eastern. Then the remaining 2 are Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and at 6:30. So Sunday's games are a little bit earlier than Saturday's games. I have not yet decided if I want to call both games on both days. I have not made that decision yet. For certain, though, the championship games are looking more like a possibility depending on what I do in the next 2 weeks. So stay tuned to the channel, and we'll definitely go from there. And it looks like SVP has brought in Adam Schifter for the latest news, I believe. What do we got here? Christian Gonzalez on the Patriots is in concussion protocol. Yeah, you don't mess with concussion. Oh, what a hit that was. He was doubled over. Matt LaFleur. The Packers are trying to extend Matt LaFleur's contract to keep him in Green Bay. That is a possibility. You never know with that kind of stuff. What else? Well, John Harbaugh. What a story that was. Completed interviews with the Falcons today. Started calls with the Giants, the Titans, the Browns, the Raiders, and the Cardinals. Wow. All 6 teams could use his help. And how about that? Breaking news that John Harbaugh could possibly come to Tennessee. Go figure. I mean, let's face it. All those teams that I rattled off, each one of them needs some kind of help. Bottom line. "18 seasons with Baltimore in a good game, too. The Steelers-Ravens game in Week 18 was excellent. It was back and forth, and it all came down to a field goal that missed. The only reason that the Steelers are in this predicament right now, and this is not a Ravens helmet, is because of that last field goal. Bottom line. But still, John Harbaugh getting fired from the Ravens after 18 years is like divorcing somebody after 20. You just don't do it. You just don't do it, folks. You just don't. That's like a person who is about to hit retirement year. This has happened in real life. There have been people that at whatever job it is, cleaning toilets, teaching, police officer, doctor, nurse, lawyer, it could be any job in the world. They put their heart and soul into it, and they work, they struggle, they strive, they thrive, they go through everything. They're just about to finally say, I'm done. I've put in the work. I'm done. I've worked hard. I now get to rest. And then you're fired. What? No, it doesn't work that way, friends. It does not work that way. It does not work that way. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Blah, 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 blah. Nothing. Okay, fine, good. All right. So again, no plan really for the divisional playoffs. If I can get like a miracle, get some work done, some driving done, then more than likely I'll do my best. Maybe I'll just like do it in half. Maybe I'll just do one game out of the two. I don't know yet. I really, really don't know. Let's take a look here. Yep. There is all that. I think, did I see this one right? Yeah, Ben Johnson. Inside the Bears locker room. Let's just say he and the Bears were celebrating, and he dropped a couple F-bombs. So there's that. I can understand freedom of speech and all, but again, maybe some things are supposed to be kept private, like things that said in the locker room. So there's that. But of course, like I said, it's rivalry week. So especially between, you have your opinion, but when your opinion goes public, you're pretty much in a lot of trouble on that one. All right, let me see the official story. I'm just looking over the story here. The Atlanta Falcons, this is from ESPN as of 3 hours ago. The Atlanta Falcons announced Monday that they have completed an interview with John Harbaugh for their head coaching job. It is Harbaugh's first formal interview since he was fired by the Baltimore Ravens last week. But sources told ESPN Adam Schefter on Monday that Harbaugh has been conducting preliminary and extensive phone calls with the Giants, the Titans, the Browns, the Raiders, and the Cardinals. He is trying to determine which team to meet with later this week and into next week before deciding where he will coach next season. He is 63 years old. He ranks 12th for the most wins by a head coach in NFL history with 193 and guided the Ravens to a Super Bowl title in 2012. The preseason betting favorite to win the Super Bowl, the Ravens finished this season with a losing record for only the third time. The Falcons will also be hiring a new general manager after Terry Fontenot I know I butchered that. Hired former franchise quarterback Matt Ryan as their president of football, a new position created by owner Arthur Blank. 18 seasons as Ravens as head coach, Super Bowl champion, 4 AFC championship games, 6 AFC North Division titles, 12 playoff appearances. Aaron Rodgers is 11-10 in 21 career playoff starts. Mike Tomlin, of course, has lost 6. But again, that's coach versus player, you know. The coach tells them what to do, and they do it. Bottom line. Who should the Cowboys hire as defensive coordinator? I really have no idea. I really don't know. I don't know much about coaches and the executive team, the coaches and all that. I barely know the head coaches, so you got me lost on that one. Your guess is as good as mine on that one. I really, really don't know. I'm sorry. I mean, I focus on the players, then I focus on the coaches because to me that is what the game is all about. Yes, again, and I've said this many times, the coach can only do so much. The coach tells the players what to do. It's up to the players to get it done. Bottom line. I cannot stress this enough. I feel like I'm a broken record every time I say it. It is not the coach's fault, and it is not the coach that should get his head chopped off after every major season that they lose. It's not their fault. They do what they feel is the best thing to do. They run the team. It's a team. It's not just the coach. It's not just the player. They have to work in unison. Bottom line. But it's always the boss's fault. The boss is all you know. Let's the general managers and the owners, they're untouchable. The only reason they get out is when they pass away or if they retire. They're untouchable. Bottom line. Bottom line. And again, that works in the working world too. Again, if I'm the one screwing up, knock me down, chop off my head. You know, knock me down a peg or get rid of me. The bosses should not be put in a situation, and I don't even think a boss should go to a person and say, oh, well, it falls on me. No, it doesn't really. All right, the DraftKings Sportsbook Primetime Parlay. DK Metcalf, who is back in the game, to have 10 or more reception yards in the first quarter. CJ Stroud to scramble and gets 15 or more rushing yards at any point. And Pat Freiermuth gets a touchdown anytime. Who wins in the next round, Seattle or the 49ers? Well, now with the Eagles gone, I sincerely have to change my pick again. Of course, my initial pick was I first wanted to say Colts versus Eagles. That went out when the Colts got eliminated. So then I switched to Bills and Eagles. So now I still have the Bills left. So I'm trying to remember what I said when I did the playoff preview. Maybe I could even bring that up. Let's see if I could do. Well, let's see. That's not a bad idea. Let me see if I can bring that up from last week. I don't remember. I know I said it. I just don't remember when I said it. Got my phone right here. Hold on. Hold that thought. Playoff preview. It should just pop up. Okay, hold that thought. Simply Reliable Studios. That's live. That was okay. I don't want to go live. No, I don't want that. What I want there we go. Okay, let's bring that up. You put me on the spot. You can't believe you did that. Okay, let's fast forward that a little bit.
Will go on to play the Broncos. Or if the Texans beat the Steelers, the Texans will play against the Broncos.
Yeah, I got that wrong.
NFC. Well, let's look at that here. If the Packers beat the Bears, which is the only division rival matchup, 2 versus 7, then the Packers would play the Seahawks. Or if the 49ers defeat the Eagles and knock off the Super Bowl champions, they move on and they will play the Seahawks. Or the Rams, if they knock off the Panthers, then they would do it. Now, this is all a bunch of ifs. Remember, the lowest ranked team remaining plays the number 1 team, then the other 2 teams, based off of rank, play each other. So we'll get to those matchups, of course, as stated in the AFC: 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5. So that would be the Patriots versus the Chargers, the Jaguars versus the Bills, the Steelers versus the Texans, and in the NFC, it would be the Bears versus the Packers, the Eagles versus the 49ers.
Boy, I ramble a lot, don't I?
The Panthers versus the Rams. Those matchups are coming up on Wild Card Weekend. This weekend, starting this Saturday, I will rattle off the schedule. In the meantime, let's bring up the story. A lovely lady. I'm just kidding. Let's bring up the story as written on ESPN from last night's game.
No, let's not do that.
Eagles matchup right now. I know I picked the Colts at the beginning of the season, but right now I want to see the Bills go up against the Eagles. That will be my matchup. So the Bills should beat the Jaguars.
Got that right.
The matchup left would be
Aaron Rodgers is now making his way down the tunnel with the clock at 29:20. Meeting some fans.
And again, the only thing I don't like about the Jags are the upper management. That's a whole other story. threw this out a while ago. I know. Could you imagine if the Jaguars pulled it off and Triple H sends Tony Khan a championship belt? In reality here. However, I want to see a Bills-Eagles matchup right now. Probably should not happen until 2027, my 50th year.
Mike Tomlin faced 21-point deficit in each of his last 6 games. There's Tomlin making his way out.
Bears-Packers rivalry. Bears-Packers is going to be a good matchup. I mean, it's the lesser of two evils in this house.
Yeah.
SNL sketch is because of a preview here. The lesser of two evils. Discount double check. What's that? Get your discount double check? No. If I have to pick a winner in this matchup, the Bears are the lesser of two evils for me.
Yeah, I know I got that right.
Don't get me wrong. I do have friends that are Packer fans. Amber Red. She's one of the biggest. Switch this around really quick. Yeah, I think Chicago is, one of the team to beat. What are you saying?
I don't know what I'm saying.
Bears fan is, and that's freaking Rollins, Chargers are my home predict playoffs.
Okay.
Hey, why not? So let's start AFC East. Patriots, Chargers, okay? Yes, the Chargers are my home state, but they are not my home team. And I can't bash the Patriots anymore because
Sure I can.
have been gone. So, do I like the Chargers? Have I been to a Charger game? Yes. Do I think they can pull it off? It's a slight possibility. Do I want to see the Patriots go back to the Super Bowl? Not really, because Brady's not there, because then I can continue the GOAT dragon. So for that matchup, here's the shocker. I'm going to call the Patriots on that one.
Okay, I got that one right.
I threw this out a while ago. I know. Could you imagine if the Jaguars...
Okay, then I talked about the Jaguars. Fine.
And the Texans. Now, do I get to call an Aaron Rodgers match again? Yes. I think it's my third or fourth one this season alone. I like C.J. Stroud a little bit more because I like his faith back. I like the way that he invokes his faith at the end of every game. So for this game, as much as I would like to see the Ageless Wonder get another title and actually succeed, I'm picking the Texans.
Okay, I've made the Texans this one.
The Steelers. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, move on.
Play it'd be 1 versus 6. It would be the Broncos versus the Bills and the Patriots versus the Texans in the divisional championships. So in that matchup, they're squared away. So Bears and Packers already said that the Bears are the lesser two evils, in my opinion. So the Bears will advance. In the 3-6 matchup, that would be the Eagles versus the 49ers. So the Eagles would win that matchup.
Got that wrong.
And that would leave the Panthers versus the Rams. Pretty good matchup. The Panthers have the Cinderella story because they have the worst record in the league. So, and the Rams would be my hometown initial team. So do I go with the Cinderella story and my neighbor to the east, or do I go with my hometown? Damn. Okay, in this case, I'm sorry, I'm turning on my fan base. I'm going with the Panthers on that one.
Oh boy, did I mess that one up.
Got into the playoffs by way of Atlanta, which is our neighbor to the south. So that would make the matchup. It would be the Seahawks versus the Panthers.
Okay. So since I totally messed that up, and it's a brand new material. So between in the divisional playoffs with the Bears and the Rams happening next week and the Seahawks taking on the 49ers next week, it's really too close to call, honestly. I was a San Francisco fan for a little bit during the Montana Rice years. The Seahawks in this house is probably third on the list. When it usually goes, third or fourth, being Vikings, Rams, Lions, Seahawks. So I'm fairly certain. Oh boy, this one is too close to call, honestly. I mean, and like I said, I seriously have to re-edit everything. I've already said that I want the Texans to go on and face the Patriots. That's fine. Bills and Broncos. I want to keep the Bills getting into the Super Bowl. So the Bills would have to beat the Broncos. The Texans would have to. If I stay with my original pick and the Texans go on, then I would probably still pick the Texans over the Patriots, and that would set up the Bills and the Texans in the conference final. So I think I'd want to go with a good old-fashioned California rivalry, and I would say the 49ers play the Rams. So that would give the win to the 49ers over the Seahawks. And then I guess I could go Bills, Rams in the Super Bowl at this point. So there you go. But the majority of all that was trying to recall everything. Hey, it worked, sort of. All right, the clock is at 21 minutes and 20 seconds as we take a look at Daniel Hunter, who has 4.5 sacks in his career. And I'm going to quickly close my door really quickly. Excuse me. I'm going to grab my cherry sours that I bought at the grocery store. These things are so addicting. I'll be nibbling on cherry sours. Again, the Texans are 6-8 all time in the playoffs. Let's see the history between the Steelers and the Texans. The Steelers and Texans have faced each other 8 times. The Steelers have won 5 games, and the Texans have won 3. Let's go to the football database. The last time these two teams played was October 1st, 2023. The Texans won 30-6. And it looks like, the first time they played was December 8th, 2022 or 2002. Doesn't look like they even played on Christmas Day in 2017. 7. It's the first time they've played in the playoffs against each other, though. So there you go. As the clock hits 18 minutes and 30 seconds. Again, the schedule for the playoffs, for the divisional round. They did say them earlier. The Buffalo Denver game. Let me go to NFL.com. I know ESPN already made the schedule. It did pop up on ESPN on the coverage. It said at 4:30 Eastern. Let me bring that back up again because it did pop up. They just haven't made it official on the websites yet. Get over there. The Bills and the Broncos will play at 4:30 p.m. Saturday afternoon Eastern. Then the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks will play at 8 o'clock. Then the next day, the Rams will take on the Bears in the afternoon game at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. And then the winner of this game plays the Patriots at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 Pacific on Sunday. A graphic did pop up, but NFL and ESPN still say to be determined. No, Fluffy, I'm not smuggling anything. I do love how Gabriel Iglesias and his team, I do love how they animate the stories. I do love that. All right. Let's take a look and let's read some tweets. We need Pitt versus who? That's the one I want. That's the one I want. So, do y'all have your defibrillators and high blood pressure medication ready? That's a good one. That gets a like. That's a good one. With 4 out of the 5 games that came down to like the last few plays, yes, absolutely. And all those go from to last year. So there you go. And the clock is down to 13 minutes and 36 seconds. Again, I have not decided if I want to do the divisional playoffs just yet. I'm going to drive first and go from there. The Natty. As I shovel corned beef and cabbage into my face. There's only one team that can win the Natty. The U. Hands down. As good as the Hoosiers have been, I have a feel. I'm saying this on camera. I expect nothing less than the U. There you go. Enough said. Hey, if I don't do the divisional playoffs, maybe I'll call the Natty. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Heck, I'm rocking the Vols. Excuse me. "12 minutes to go." As Peyton and Eli, as they get ready to do their Monday Night Football Statcast, they have J.J. Watt and Ben Roethlisberger coming in on their show. Cameron and Connor Haywood, both playing for the Steelers. Cameron is a 7-time Pro Bowl selection. Connor is in his 4th season. Mike Tomlin's overall career, 201, 125, and 2 in 19 seasons. His job is safe. Win or lose, if Mike Tomlin does not now, why would you put this stat up? The most consecutive playoff losses. Marvin Lewis of the. Why would you do that? Now you've jinxed the Steelers. Oh, God, that is so pointless. I'm not talking baseball tonight. I'm not going to talk about baseball until March. I want to get through football first. And again, that's a person I really don't know about. So why is it like they're jinxing the Steelers tonight? Why? Why would you do that? That's the problem. That's the problem with negative stats. Again, no, I didn't see it. I'm not worrying about baseball right now, even though I'm wearing my Dodger blue. Not worrying about baseball right now. 3,322 passing yards. There goes Mike Tomlin off the field as the clock is below 9 minutes. TJ Watt, 1 sack, 5 quarterback hits in 4 career playoff games. Again, with negative stats, I mean, it's kind of like that one line from Oh God, Book 2. You can't have an up without a down. You can't have a good without a bad. You know, it's just the timing, really. It's the timing. Bottom line, it's the timing on that one. You know, you miss a field goal, and you try again. You don't let us know. You don't let us know that that was the first time he missed, and then he misses again, and every time you just say the word that he missed, and you just don't do it. Take a look at the defense there, bringing that up a little bit early. Get those terrible towels out. $32 of you watching right now. I do appreciate all my fans, as I always do. Send in those comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Follow along. I'm on the ESPN coverage. No spoilers. Don't call out the action until I do it. Single game parlay, 1,800. Wow. Again, DK, and this is all DraftKings through them. DK Metcalf having 10 or more reception yards in the first quarter. CJ Stroud scrambling and rushing for more than 15 yards. And Pat Freiermuth scores a touchdown. Gives you 18 times your bet on DraftKings. Believe me, if I could afford it, I would, but I can't afford it. The clock is down below 6 minutes. DraftKings also says if you bet on the Texans to score the first touchdown, first team to score a touchdown, you got to put up $130 to win 100. If you bet on the Steelers, you get 110 for every 100. That's whichever one scores the first touchdown. Again, I do not condone sports betting. I just call what I see on my television, and that's what they were talking about at the time. Now we're talking about chicken strips from Wendy's. Wendy's have tendies. Yes. Excuse me. As we get below 5 minutes, as we get ready to put wild card weekend to bed and start the push towards the divisional playoffs. Then after that, the conference championship. Then after that, a break. And then Super Bowl 60 as the two teams go in there. And again, hopefully Noah Foster and the rest of the Simply Reliable Studios family will all gather together and we'll cover the Super Bowl. I'll wear my coat. Look at Rob Lowe. Wow. I didn't even watch this last season of The Floor. Royal Kingdom. There's so many games. I've got so many games on my phone. Hockey news, I heard that the Blue Jackets fired their coach. Again, what can I say about that I haven't said already? I mean, it's just sad that when the coach tells you to do something and the players don't deliver. I have had many a conversation with people that are higher than me in the job ladder. And the constant is, to me, that they are untouchable. Because it's always the little people that go. It is very surprising when a manager, a supervisor, a boss is removed. And it becomes more shocking on the executive level. You know, I don't get political. What if there is one day where the president is removed from office, regardless of who it is? That'd be a shock. All right. It looks like the Monday Night Crew is going to give their predictions. 33 degrees in Pittsburgh. It's 32 degrees out here in Tennessee. What is the crew going to say? What is their predictions? Let's find out. In the last minute, Stephen A. Smith says the Steelers win 27-23. Good possibility. Marcus says the Texans win 24-14. Jason Kelsey says the Steelers win 20-17. Ryan, he brings out his terrible towel and also says 20-17. And SVP says the Steelers win 19-16. I have to go with my original pick, though. I cannot change my pick. I can't do it. I cannot change my pick based on my personal bias. Aaron Rodgers leading his team. CJ Stroud getting ready to walk his team out. This is the true official last Monday Night Football game of the season. Could you imagine Monday Night Football, the Super Bowl Monday? How many people would call out sick on a Monday if the Super Bowl was held on a Monday? I think I do recall a video of a Catholic priest literally speeding through a service to get his congregation home in time for the Super Bowl. Could you imagine that? Jelly Rolls, Snoop Dogg, bringing in the Steelers and the Texans in the final wild card weekend game. Again, the winner goes on to play against the Patriots. The ESPN matchup predictor has the Texans at 55%, the Steelers at 45%. The Texans are favored by 3 points, as Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are officially welcoming us to this game. It feels like every time I tab over to the Monday Night Football pregame, it wants me to gamble. Remember, kids, gambling's okay if the media and league can profit off of it. He's not wrong. And I do remember that there was some kind of talk of taking away prop bets at some point. I'm going to cover these up because if I keep eating these, I'm going to have an upset stomach by halftime. Lauren Rutledge talking to CJ Stroud. In his career in the playoffs, he has a 66% completion rate, 244 pass yards, 4 touchdowns, and he's been picked off once. He is 2-2 in the playoffs. They're here because the Ravens missed a field goal, Joe. Bottom line, we know this. I briefly talked about DK Metcalf coming back after being suspended for having that interaction with the fan. I am not king. I'm just a good old stat boy calling action as I see it. Looks like it's going to be the final commercial break before kickoff. Get your drinks ready, folks. I am going to play what's coming up. There have been a few events that have taken place already. Be right back.
And now for a taste of things to come.
All the wrestling! Ah! Getting closer and closer to the Royal Rumble. Who would have thought that Drew McIntyre is the WWE champion? And I'll say this about now that you have the title, I'm glad he won the title because I am so sick and tired of him here bitching and crying about getting the title. Now he's got it. Now what are you going to do with it? And I've been wanting to say that. I think I've said that many times because the award for the longest reigning titled want goes to Drew McIntyre, okay? It's like he's just been, I want the title, I want the title, I want the title. Well, you got it. Now what are you going to do with it? And I've even seen a rumor and a report as to who's going to win the Royal Rumble this year. And if it happens, it's well-deserved. That's all I'm going to say about that. I've got no problem if it's there are two people where I'd be okay with it. One, and of course I'll say this now, one, I'm okay with a Cody Rhodes three-peat, even though it's not 3 in a row, but it is 3. The other is Sami Zayn. I have seen some grumblings that Sami Zayn is going to be the one to win the Royal Rumble this year. Much well deserved. Will he get the title? I don't know. But that's all I'm going to say about that. This game should not be in Pittsburgh. Where should it be? This game should not be in Pittsburgh. What are you gonna do? Do the draw a line between Pittsburgh and Houston, and where the line goes in the middle? That's where you do it. Sure, why not? All right, the color guard is out. The Joint Services Color Guard has all the flags as we get ready to honor America. All right. What is that? Oh, yeah, that's garbage. Hey, Dory Lou has entered. Is that good for you there? Or? The sound is down a little bit though. If there's a okay. She has her ice cream. She has her water. And believe me, she will not hesitate to say what's on her mind. Ain't that right?
Mm-hmm.
And believe me, if I say something stupid, oh boy, which will take all of 30 seconds. Ain't that right? Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. All right. Final commercials. We'll get that squared away. The Blue Jackets fired their head coach.
I saw that.
So there's that. John Harbaugh has finished a interview with the Falcons.
Saw that.
They rattled off 6 teams that he's one being the Giants, the Raiders, the Cardinals, the Titans. Do you imagine John Harbaugh in Tennessee?
Well, if we have John Harbaugh in Tennessee, we might actually have a chance to win some games.
There's the missed kick. That's again, you guys need to thank the Ravens big time if that kick would have gone 6 inches to the left, it would have been Ravens versus Texans. A whole different ball game. As we're getting all the hype video. Again, the winner goes on to play the Patriots in the divisional playoff next week. I wonder how much these drone shots. The Steelers are going to get the ball. There's the starting kick. Fairbairn kicks, and it's going to go into the end zone, and that's going to be a touchback. Aaron Rodgers, 7 straight games without an interception. Okay, so he's going to get picked off. Great job there, ESPN. Great job. I said we saw it in the games on the weekend. They put up these stats where something doesn't happen, and then it does. First play, first drive for the Steelers. Let's see what the Ageless Wonder does. He hands off the ball, and we get a good run, and we get a first down right off the beginning. As Warren gets 10 yards on the opening drive. We take a look at the Steelers' offense. Oh, there's Adam Thielen. There's your boy.
Traitor.
Oh! First and 10 from about the 30. Waiting for the snap. 3 on the play clock. Gets the snap. Passes to DK. DK is going to get a first down and then some as he gets taken down to the 47-yard line for 17 big yards as the terrible towels are being waved. Back from his 2-game suspension, gets his first catch and 17 yards. Aaron Rodgers is pleased. Next play, first and 10 from the 47-yard line. Hands it off, and Warren gets about a yard. It's going to make it 2nd and 9. We take a look at the Texans' defensive line. Will Anderson Jr., Crimson Tide. Azeez Al-Shaair is going to the Pro Bowl from Florida Atlantic. Derek Stingley Jr., first-team All-Pro from LSU. Kalen Bullock from the USC. 2nd and 9 coming up. Waiting for the snap. Hands it off to Warren again. And he's going to go right to midfield, getting another couple of yards. And it's going to make it 3rd and 7. Arthur Smith, 2nd season as offensive coordinator. And do we have an injury? Yes, we do. It's number 23, Reed. Texans. Looks like a leg. It's not really putting any pressure on his right leg. Jalen Reed from Penn State, 6th round pick, and well, he's walking off. He looks. Shake it off. He'll be okay. All right, 3rd and 7. Right at midfield. The Steelers have outscored 73-0 in the first quarter during their 6-game losing streak. 5 on the play clock. 3, 2, gets the snap. Rodgers looking and nobody there. And Rodgers is not happy about that. Gainwell was the target, but Gainwell was nowhere near the ball. That's going to bring up 4th and 7. That's going to be one heck of it's going to be a punt. No problem there. Yeah, Gainwell he was nowhere close. So the Steelers are going to punt away. Where is it going to go? It's going to go inside the rope. It's going to go right to the 10-yard line. About a 40-yard punt. And we're going to see what C.J. Stroud can do with 11:57 in the first quarter. Excuse me. All right, let's see what's going on social media here really quickly.
Did y'all discuss J.J. McCarthy's fine for unsportsmanlike conduct?
No. This is news. Let me take a look. Is
$11,000 fine. It's on ESPN.
$11,000? J.J. McCarthy, you say?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it.
Okay. $11,593 for unsportsmanlike conduct against Packers cornerback Keyshawn Nixon in Week 18, stemming from a late hit stiff arm on a scramble that drew a 15-yard penalty and personal frustration in the season finale. He was taunting him.
What else is new?
$11,593 for taunting. I hope it was worth it, J.J. McCarthy. First quarter of the Week 18 game against the Packers.
$11,000. Chump change.
15-yard taunting penalty was called on the play, and the league issued the fine, which is the standard amount for such infractions.
There you go. The terrible towels are out as the Steelers are on defense. From the Texans' 10-yard line, Stroud's going to hand it off, and Marks is going to get 5 yards to bring up 2nd and 5. C.J. Stroud has a 9-5 record, 217 passing yards per game, 19 touchdowns, and it has been picked off 8 times. He's only missed 3 games this season due to concussion protocol. 2nd and 5 coming up. 2nd and 5, I say pass. I don't say run, I say pass. C.J. Stroud is going to pass, and the ball bounces all over the place. Unfortunately, it was incomplete. Collins was the target. The football turned into a pinball as it bounced off of 3 different players. Collins, it looked like it went off of Porter's helmet by chance, off of his hand, almost off the helmet, and almost into the arms of another Steeler, and then it hits the ground. That's going to make it up to 3rd down. 3rd and 5 coming up from the 15-yard line. I say pass. CJ's back, and he's going to pass a good one, but he got it.
Got it.
Kirk gets 36 on that play, and the Texans convert. Nice. Oh, it looks like, very close to a bobble, but he brought it down. And that's just going to put the Texans just into Steeler territory at the 49-yard line. Stroud pans it off up and goes pretty much nowhere. He'll get a couple yards if they're generous. One, maybe two. As we take a look at the offensive line of, the rookie from Minnesota. There you go. Nico Collins going to the Pro Bowl. Nick Chubb from Georgia. 2nd and 8, they gave him 2 as the clock hits 10 minutes in the first quarter. 2nd and 8, I say pass. Nope, it's a run. Didn't go. Nope. See? Oh, they're going to push him back.
Push him back. Shut. Okay.
They'll give him forward progress. They'll give him 2 more yards, 3rd and 6. All right. See, CJ, you should have passed on that one. Instead, he went for the run. Look how well that looked. 3rd and 6, I say pass. You converted once. Let's see if you can do it again. From the 45-yard line. 3rd and 6, and the play clock hit 0. That's going to be delay a game. No, they got the timeout. Really? I saw the play clock hit 0. We're not accusing that of we're not accusing the payouts just yet. It's too early. So
Yes, but we were only seeing what was going on in front of us with the players on the field. We weren't seeing what was happening on the sidelines.
Indeed. All right, so the Texans forced to use a timeout, even though I believe the clock hit 0. All right, 3rd and 6. Texans have a 37% 3rd down conversion as the terrible towels come out. Stroud's going up. We got a flag. Who moved?
Me.
Somebody moved. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. That makes it 3rd and 11. It was on Brown, number 77, I believe. Dang, he's a big guy, too. Look at, holy cow. Whew. They're getting bigger. All right, 3rd and 11. From midfield. Stroud back. He's looking. He's scrambling. Go. And what was that?
A grounder. Not intentional grounding, but a grounder.
Yeah. Well, after a faulty false start, both teams go nowhere. All the ice cream is gone.
It was only a pint.
Okay. So the Texans are going to punt as Tommy Townsend, who's had 30 punts inside the 20 and only 16 inside the 10. This one's going to go. It's going to go out of bounds at the 28-yard line. As the game goes to commercial, no score, 8:54 left to go in the first. Pittsburgh 0, Houston 0. Again, the divisional playoffs, the times have been, it's 4:30 Eastern, then 8 o'clock Eastern on Saturday, then 3:30 Eastern and 6 on Sunday. Again, keep an eye on the channel, social media, and stuff like that. It will all depend on how much driving I get done on the weekend. If I get a good amount of driving, I will come back home and call the divisional playoffs a bouncy ball. And there's a golf ball in there too.
Yes, there is.
Rise of the 49ers, narrated by Tom Brady on AMC Plus. Why?
In other sports news, the Devils have scored. It is 1-0 over the Wild in Minnesota.
Boo!
10:07 in the first.
Boo! My duckies have slipped too. Why am I not surprised on that? Look at that. Oh, now why would you? Super Bowl 9, where the Steelers beat the Vikings 16-6. Bad mistake, ESPN. Why would you? Oh, there's the president. There's Arthur J. Rooney II sitting in his box. All right. Only 1 of 4 where the Vikings didn't win the Super Bowl. We know this. Why would you say that? Why ESPN? Why? All right.
They haven't been back since. Yeah, we won't.
Rodgers throws complete, gets the ball to DK on a beautiful connection. And that one was worth 25 yards. Rolls to his left, finds DK in the middle of the field. Rodgers is pleased. 2 receptions for DK, 42 yards total. Next play, Rodgers is going to throw again. Tried to go to DK, but nobody's there. And here comes the flag. That's going to be DPI. Let's take a look at it. DK versus Lassiter. They go helmet to helmet briefly. And it doesn't even look, maybe it was that helmet to helmet connection that they call DPI on. Metcalf is happy. Lassiter is not. He's like, what did I do? So that's going to give the Steelers an extra 14 yards. The 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. No towel waving unless it's 3rd down. Or not the 47, the 32, actually. 33. Who's counting? I am. Here we go. Next play. It's a handoff. And Gainwell gets 6 as the clock hits 8 minutes. 2nd and 4 coming up. As we're taking a look at what happened to, I don't know what that was, but okay. 2nd and 4 coming up. Rodgers making an audible of some kind. He's got time. He's still got 10 on the play clock. Almost a bit of a movement there. Gainwell's going to scramble up and get the first down. He needed 6. He got 6.
I thought he only needed 4.
No,
Did
second.
you miscalculate?
Yeah, it was 2nd and 4 because I got 6. Yeah, he got 6. Goes right, jukes left, goes right again, runs into 3 Texans, gets the first down.
I'll be right back.
Okay, fine.
Need my earbud.
Oh. 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Steelers. Rodgers looking, throws towards the end zone. Nobody there. Smith, the intended target, no flag, 2nd down. Acrisure Stadium. Acrisure? I've never heard of Acrisure. All right, 2nd and 10 coming up from the 21-yard line. Rodgers looking, going for way over his. Austin was the intended target, but he just threw that one away. Very interesting play. It's going to make it 3rd down. Back-to-back incompletions for Rodgers. That's rare. 6:41 to go in the first. Steelers on the 21-yard line. Rodgers looking to probably get that strike in as quickly as possible. 3 on the play clock. 1 on the play clock. Play clock hits 0. The pass gets off. Gets the play. They get 7 to Valdez-Scantling. So that's going to make it 4th and 3. And it looks like the field goal unit is going to come out and try and get the early lead. Chris Boswell, 17 of 17 in the playoffs. His longest is 49. This one for 32. 32 yards attempt. Here it comes. Kick is up, and it's as close to the middle as you can get, and the Steelers have got the lead 3-0. 18 of 18 as we take a look at the city with 6:02 to go. The Steelers have the lead. And there you go. This Chris Pratt movie looks pretty interesting. He has to solve the crime. Otherwise, they. Oh, that's a penalty. You can't do that in football.
Nope, you sure can't.
No, you can't do that.
I'm trying to sync my phone up because I'm a few seconds ahead of you.
Ah. Scratchers, the only lottery game where you really don't need any skill at all. Remember when we worked at Weigel's and we would sell scratchers and they would scratch off the barcode? They wouldn't even scratch off the ticket.
I'm sorry, what?
Remember when we worked at Weigel's and we'd sell the scratchers and they would just scratch the barcode and then scan it?
Yep.
They wouldn't even scratch. Aaron Rodgers has a very punchable face. Oh, that's a good one. Aaron Rodgers throws awful pass, immediately starts yelling at teammates. Nothing is ever his fault.
I was thinking the same thing.
With 6:02 to go in the first, Steelers have the lead at 3-0. All righty. Remember, the ball has to land in the landing zone anywhere past the 20-yard line. Otherwise, it's a penalty. And it does. It's going to bounce on the 5-yard line. Steelers are going to get it to the 20 and stopped at the 25. I do find it fascinating when a football can actually bounce where it's playable and it doesn't spin all over the place. Because it's egg-shaped. 21-yard return there for the Texans. Let's see what they can do on this drive. With just a little bit under 6 minutes to go in the first. 21-yard line. What will C.J. Stroud do? He gets the snap. He's looking. He gets a short pass, and it's complete. Collins gets it for 4. It's going to make it 2nd and 6. Well, was there some extracurricular activities going on there?
You didn't have control of the ball.
Refs didn't really see that one. Next play, Stroud's going to hand it off, and looks like we got a first down there. Otherwise, it's going to be very close. No, it's short. Marks only gets 5. It's going to be 3rd and 1. I thought he got it.
Well, you thought wrong.
Statboy wrong? Ooh, what a thought. 3rd and 1 coming up. Now you run the ball, CJ. Don't get greedy. There's the handoff. And that's going to be a first down. Marks powers through to get the first down. Woody Marks, rookie running back out of Atlanta, 4th-round pick, 116th overall out of USC, 5'10", 208. .703 rushing yards this season, 6th overall by rookies. Hey, good job. Good job, rookie. Clock about to hit 4 minutes. Looks like Marks gets it again. Then he's going to only get about 3. Second and 7. Joey Porter Jr., 1,467 consecutive coverage snaps without allowing a touchdown. Longest streak by cornerbacks. 2nd and 7 coming up with 3:26 to go. And that's going to go not really anywhere. Collins got 4 on that one. That's going to make it 3rd and 3. Clock getting closer down to 3 minutes. Nick Herbig this season, 7.5 sacks, 27 pressures, 18 hits on the quarterback. Stroud, I say run it when it's 3rd and 3. I say run it. He's going to pass, and he's going to find Hutchinson for 16. And looks like they were wrestling for the ball on the bottom. Play was already called, though. First down, Houston. Makes the catch. They hit the ground. And it looked like he tried to rip it out of his hands after the contact with the ground. 1st and 10 with the clock getting closer to 2 minutes. C.J. Stroud's 4 of 6 for 60 yards right now. Ball just before the 40-yard line. Back to C.J. And that ball just came out loose.
And the Steelers have it.
It's the Steelers' ball. They tried a trick play, and it failed miserably. And that is a turnover. And the terrible towels are waving proudly. That's a forward pass. The ball is recovered by number 94. End over end.
A sack fumble is what they are calling it right now.
Yep. Right into Black's hand, number 94. It was a trick play that went backwards. It looked like it was a pass behind the line of scrimmage. They tried to get it back to CJ. CJ went forward. The ball came loose. And number 40.
They've screwed up. That's all there is to it.
So now the Steelers get the ball back. The flea fumbler, as they call it on social media. The flea flicker backfires. And with 2:02 in the first, we'll see what Aaron Rodgers can do with this very good. Well, he's in his own in Texan territory, so we'll see where that goes with that. Let's take a look here. Do we want to do basketball or hockey? Let's do basketball and see what's going on. The Jazz are holding on to a 4-point lead over the Cavaliers. The third period just ended. They're up 90-86. At halftime, the Celtics are beating the Pacers 56-53. The 76ers are beating the Raptors by 29 points at halftime, 80-51. The Nets and the Mavericks are about halfway through the first period. Mavericks are up 17-11. 2 games left on the docket tonight. The Lakers take on the Kings, and the Hornets take on the Clippers. Those are your late games there. And we'll do hockey maybe just around the end of the first quarter. Quarter period, play whatever. You know what I'm talking about. I don't. All right, let's see what Rodgers is going to hand it off. And Warren's going to make it back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he's going to get. He gets nothing else. If they're generous. Yeah, they tried the flea flicker and it backfired. All right, 2nd and 10 coming up from their own 44-yard line. Rodgers with it, looking back. He's backing up. He throws. Metcalf can't reel it in.
Excuse me.
No flag there. 1:11 to go. It's 3rd down and 10. Let's see what happened here. Metcalf got through coverage. He was open, but not wide open. He just it bounced off his hands. And Rodgers is disappointed. Rodgers has that dad face sometimes. All right, let's see what happens. 3rd and 10. Play clock gets down all the way down. Rodgers looking. Oh, he steps up, makes the completion as Valdez gets 5. With a minute to go, it looks like it's going to be another punt. Rodgers puts on his big coat, takes off his helmet. Hashtag disappointed dad face. Here's the punt. And it's going to go to it's going to bounce at the 6, and he's going to play it and only go up to maybe like the 7 or 8. So with 29 seconds left to go in the quarter, they'll have time for a play. Steelers in the playoffs under Mike Tomlin. First 4 seasons, they went 5-2, 2 AFC championships, and of course they won Super Bowl 53. In the last 14, he's 3-9. He's lost 6 in a row, and he's gone 8 seasons without winning in the playoffs. No wonder you picked the Steelers.
Hey, why are you telling everybody my picks?
The game's already started. It's okay. CJ gets a short pass and will get 8 yards. And that should end the quarter. It doesn't look like they're going to go for another play.
There we go.
3-0. Let's take a quick break.
End of the first period. Devils still lead 1-0.
Boo. Be right back.
And now for a taste of things to come.
All the wrestling. Let's take a look at the first quarter stats. Powered by ESPN. Let's see here. CJ Stroud is 5 of 7 for 68 yards. Aaron Rodgers, 4 of 8 for 54 yards. The rookie running back has 17 yards, 5 carries. Warren